Hi everybody, and welcome back to my series on beat making in Pro Tools, making beats, making tunes, making instrumentals, all in Expand and all using stock plugins. Today we are going to create a beat. It's a kind of a guitar beat. There's a few nice cool synth sounds on it as well. So without further ado, let's get stuck in. So there's not a lot of tracks in this tune or in this beat. But this first sound is called arpo marks, and it's in multi-track arpeggios, and it's number 15. It's called arpo marks, and it's a real cool sounding synth. It sounds like this. So let's put that down. And we'll put some hi-hat in at the beginning along with that as well. So when you're trying your hi-hats, you can choose them under drums and choose the hi-hat menu. And then what you can do is you can sample different hi-hats as the synth is playing. Let's put down some kick. Now we can add some snare on top of that. Now the bass sound is in basses, and it's called very hard finger bass, and it comes in near the mid section of the song, and it sounds like this. So let's put that down. Now as I record this MIDI, obviously as I go along, it's always good to quantize it. And how I do that is I right click the clip, go into event operations and quantize. And usually now when I'm quantizing, I usually use the 8th note or the 16th note usually does it. And if you watch the clip, you can actually see it move when you apply the quantizing. Usually if there's not a lot of quick notes in succession, the 8th note or the quarter note is good enough. But if there's more notes, you're playing intricate stuff, you could probably use 16 notes. But there's not a lot happening in this bass, so we'll try the 8th note, and you can see it move when I hit apply. It's very slight, but at least you know it's quantized, and we can listen to that. Obviously, as you can hear, it's perfectly quantized. Now some people don't like to be very exact, but especially if you're starting out, I think it's a good idea to learn quantizing, and then you can choose different ways of quantizing where it's not exactly on the grid to make it sound more humanistic, or to make it sound more human. But we'll leave it on the grid for now. Now under this bass here, just in this little section here, I'm going to put in a little bit of piano, and it's an acoustic piano, and it's called Fosterized, and it sounds like this. This next sound is in synth brass, and it's called the Big Horns. Now in between this little piano section here and these brass synths, I have it's like a guitar sounding synth. And it's called FM Guitarish, but it's actually in polysynths. It's way down there, and it's number 53. So let's put that down and see what it sounds like. And as you can see, I didn't actually record a lot of notes. Sometimes less is more, and it's, instead of filling it up with too many notes, sometimes it's a good thing to do less. It can sound better. Now this next sound is in E pianos and clav, and it's called Bright FM Piano. And it sounds like this. So I'm going to record that. I'm going to use it as a transition. I'm going to record it in MIDI, and then I'm going to send it to an audio track, record it as audio, and then I'm going to reverse it, and it'll lead in to the end of the song. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to send it to an audio track. So if I right click the track, this MIDI track, I can go new, choose stereo audio track and click create. Then what I do on the audio track is I go to bus, choose 1 and 2, and then on the output of the Pretty FM MIDI track, I choose bus 1 and 2 and enable record the audio track, disable that one. Click the clip, make sure the smart tool is highlighted, and press record. So then I highlight the audio track, go up to audio suite, choose other and reverse, and click render. We can get rid of this track because we don't need it, hide and make inactive, and that sounds like this. So it's just a transition into a different part of the song, or the end, or wherever you want the song to go. Now that reverse, you could use that anywhere. You could duplicate it. If you hold Alt, this is on a PC, you could use it there as a transition. But what I would do is I would click there close to it and press the letter T, and just make sure that I'm in grid mode at the moment, so it's going to align with the grid, but if I hold Control, it will go into slip mode, and I can align it there with that next part of the song to see what that would sound like. could put it there, you could put it in different parts of the song, but I'm just going to leave it in the end for now. And then for the final sound, it's a kind of a spooky sound. It's in ambience and effects, and it's called Better Go Home. I was often in those predicaments on a Saturday night. But not anymore, of course. Totally sober and a good boy now. But we're gonna record that now. It's the very last sound. And what we can also do is we can bring it down an octave. If we right click, event operations and transpose, then we go in here, we go -1, apply. And then just to fade it out, we can go into audio volume, go into the pen tool, put some points here, then get the hand tool and drag this one down. That will fade it out. Something like that. So that's the guitar beat or guitar tune for this week. Folks, that's it's a simple one, but there's some great sounds in Expand in this track. As you can see, there's not a lot of tracks in it, but you can come up with some great music just using a few sounds. You don't have to go crazy. But next Friday now I'll release another track, and then the following Friday I will recreate it again in Pro Tools using all stock plugins and all created in Expand. I'm going to finish now with the song, or with the beat or the tune or whatever you'd like to call it. It's along with footage from Jim Morrison's grave in Paris. Don't ask me to pronounce the cemetery because La Pierre something, I can't think of it, but it's he was a fantastic frontman, a real rock star, and some fantastic music. Still listen to it to this day and always will. But yeah, the footage from this track now is going to be, I'm going to play it along with that footage from Jim Morrison's grave in Paris, and at the end of it I'm going to put up 2 little cards or 2 links in the YouTube video if you want to check out how to create an atmospheric tune or a dance beat as well. It's the similar videos to this, just beginning at the start and going through the process of the different sounds and putting them together and all that stuff. So hopefully you like what you see, and I'd really appreciate if you'd like and subscribe and add a comment, or tell me how you use Pro Tools, or do you use Expand a lot, or what kind of music you make, anything at all. And thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.
Yeah.